Good morning. Welcome to Monday's edition of Everything Yesterday This Morning. A weekend recap for you, and I'm still going to try to keep it under 10 minutes today. It's not going to happen, but I'm going to try. Okay, so a group of Tesla shareholders are suing Elon Musk because of some tweets in 2018 that suggested he would want to take the company private. And after Musk's TED Talk last week, they're now asking a federal judge to order Musk to stop commenting on the case. During his interview, which I linked in Friday's episode and encourage you to listen to it, he said he had the funding to take Tesla private in 2018. He said he only settled because bankers told him that they would stop providing capital if he didn't and Tesla would go bankrupt. He equated it to holding a gun to your child's head. Court documents were filed Friday, and they allege that Musk is trying to influence the stock price, and now they say he's campaigning to influence possible jurors with the false narrative that he did not knowingly make misrepresentations with his 2018 tweets, and that his present statements on that issue are an unsettled attempt to absolve himself in the court of public opinion will only have a prejudicial influence on a jury. The lawyers have asked the judge in San Francisco to restrain Musk from making further public comments on the issue until after the trial. Musk's lawyer responded and said, "Nothing will ever change the truth, which is that Elon Musk was considering taking Tesla private and could have. All that's left some half-decade later is random plaintiffs' lawyers trying to make a buck and others trying to block that truth from coming to light, all to the detriment of free speech." It's fascinating to me that the CEO of a company saying, "Hey, I have the funding, I might take this company private," is a no. But Robinhood and other companies can conspire to freeze stock purchases and not allow people to make purchases because they don't like what people are buying. Politicians can pass legislation that coincides with their stock purchases. Psst, tomorrow, I'm going to announce another $800 million to Ukraine in weapons. Be sure to increase in Raytheon and Lockheed Martin. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The founder and former CEO of Tron, Justin Sun, has proposed a counteroffer to Elon Musk's intent to buy Twitter at $54.20 per share. Sun is now an ambassador and permanent representative of Grenada to the World Trade Organization, and he offered $60 per share to buy Twitter. This is roughly 10.7% higher than Musk's offer. He said his plans for Twitter include moving the company offshore and making its workforce decentralized so that it can be more neutral and less US-centric. Additionally, he said he would like to see Twitter become more open and decentralized with a Web3 framework. According to him, Twitter's code should also be open source and friendly to developers, which was also suggested by Musk at his TED Talk. Crypto Twitter ripped him apart, though. A couple things that include: the problem is, no one believes you will actually pay the purchase price. You don't have a great reputation in this area. Send official letter or this is just clout farming. Bro, they're not going to accept your Chuck E. Cheese token funny money. Do we want Justin Sun involved in any of this? It's a rhetorical question. Putin is prepared to use nuclear weapons. For the record, this is the fourth article I read over the weekend that discussed this subject and has me legitimately concerned. Nina Khrushcheva, I don't know, the great-granddaughter of the late Soviet leader, has warned that Russia may be prepared to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine. She said she fears Putin may eventually develop tactical nuclear weapons to claim victory in Ukraine. Her direct quote was, "Since there are questions about how far Russia can go to create victory, and nuclear weapons have been part of the conversation on both sides, Russian and the West, the tactical atomic option is potentially imaginable. I want to be very clear. I'm not saying it will happen, but as far as scenarios go, it's not inconceivable though not the most likely. She was quoted earlier in the war as saying, "This war is really the one that Putin plans to win and plans to win at any cost." That is suggesting that he needs to declare victory and he may need to use tactical nuclear weapons. I'm not predicting that, but that could be one of the options that the Russians may be prepared to use. So, this is a statement that she's made not once, but twice. Putin warned the West to stay out of the conflict and said he was putting his nuclear forces on heightened alert. Any country that interfered would face consequences that you have never experienced in your history. Recently, Russian leaders like Medvedev have listed justifications for Moscow to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine. Um, that language is ramping up and it's coming out of multiple media sources. Younger voters are turning on Joe Biden more than any other age group. Shocker. A Gallup poll recently released said 60% of Gen Z adults approved of Biden in the first 6 months of his administration, but now only 39% of the age group approve of him. That's a decrease of 21% in a year. Young voters boosted turnout in 2018 and 2020 elections, and the group could play a major role in the upcoming midterm elections, as Democrats aim to keep their majority advantage on Capitol Hill. Gen Z isn't Biden's only problem, though. Millennials have turned on him, where his approval rating has dropped 19 percentage points, and Gen X dropped 15 percentage points. Boomers have dropped 7%, and traditionalists have stayed the most consistent, staying at 48% approval. The push to cancel student loan debt is an attempt to curry favor with young voters, so expect that to ramp up soon. A survey from Data for Progress, which is a progressive think tank, found that a majority of young voters in swing states are more likely to vote in 2022 if Biden cancels debt. 56% of voters between the ages of 18 and 35 in Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin said they would be more likely to vote should all student loan debt be canceled. So now we're literally like bargaining, or it's like, okay, I'll cancel student loan debt if you go out and vote. Like, it's like we're bribing constituents to go vote by canceling their debt. This one's interesting. You guys pay attention to this one. Young kids in UK, US, Ireland, and Spain have gotten severe acute hepatitis resulting in none of the kids tested positive for the viruses that cause the illness. Hepatitis A, B, C, D, and E were all ruled out. The World Health Organization, which, after COVID, do we trust anything they say? But, who am I? Said the illness could have been caused by adenovirus, but the link is still unclear. 74 cases have been identified in kids under 10 in the United Kingdom, less than 5 in Ireland, 3 in Spain. Officials in each country are also investigating. No links have been found between the children in the United Kingdom. The United States has had 9 cases. All the cases were in Alabama since 2021. They're saying the cause is still unclear and under investigation, but said adenovirus, a respiratory illness that normally causes a cold, could be involved. In Alabama, all 9 kids tested positive for adenovirus 41. The cases were found in different parts of the state, and they haven't found any links between the children, and none of them had any underlying health conditions. Buried deep at the end of the article, Stat News cites a scientific article, which the link is in the description, on a case in Scotland that says the pandemic may have played a role, noting that kids impacted may have not been exposed to a wide variety of germs during the pandemic and therefore were more susceptible to becoming ill once COVID-19 mandates were eased. North Korea tests a new weapon bolstering nuclear capability. North Korea has test-fired a new type of tactical guided weapon designed to boost its nuclear fighting capability. State media reported Sunday, a day before its chief rivals in the US and South Korea begin annual drills, that the North views as an invasion rehearsal. The 13th weapon test this year came amid concerns that North Korea may soon conduct an even larger provocation. That may include a nuclear test in an effort to expand the country's arsenal and increase pressure on Washington and Seoul while denuclearization talks remain stalled. Some observers said the weapon showed in North Korean photos suggested it might be a smaller, lighter version of its nuclear capable KN 23 missile that has a highly maneuverable flight aimed at defeating missile defense systems. Others said it could be a new missile that combines the technical characteristics of the K 923 and another short range ballistic missile called the K 924. Kim may still hold a military parade on the 25th, which is the founding anniversary of North Korea's army. But if that anniversary goes without a military parade again, some experts say that might mean Kim doesn't have new powerful missiles to display, and that his next provocative step will likely be a nuclear test. So, all the things going on around the world. I hope that you guys had a great weekend. I hope that you had a great Easter. I look forward to seeing what happens this week, and I will see you tomorrow morning on Tuesday's edition of Everything Yesterday This Morning. You guys take care. Have a great day.